Yeah, I mean, that has been always that kind of having a certification that somebody else doesn't have is such an easy way to shape a procurement. And if it's the kind of work where there really is value, I've seen that done on ISO 20,000 because there's, user support and IT service management that would benefit from that. And I got an award out of USCIS once with ISO 44,000 in it. And they were able to justify a directed award because I was the only ISO 44,000 certified vendor that they could find. And it was nobody else was all that excited about it. I felt like I had picked a car up over my head with my two hands. This, right? Like I had that idea and we got certified and but it can be really, really beneficial. I think you run your company better when you have ISO certs and it forces you to have some attention to how you do things. And it's hard to argue when somebody pulls one of those standards out and you're like, you should have an access list for who has access to sensitive information. Yeah, it's probably a
Oh,
good
okay, I got
idea. Yeah, like I can't argue that that's a bad idea. Hey, you should double check that the resources you assign to something are have been trained and or have the skills that they need.
Mm.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Like, so I feel like ISO specifically, I feel like the guidance that they have, because they're not so super prescriptive in how you do it, I wouldn't necessarily extend that to everything that's in like a CMMI or a CMMC because that gets a little more prescriptive. And I feel like there are times where you're kind of just being compliant. And so you're having to almost apply something that doesn't really have a lot of business value. But ISO, I don't feel like drives you to do that if you do it correctly.